Okay, so what's up guys, this is Zydrox in another video. This video is a little different. As you can see, I'm talking over some background footage of me playing Bed Wars. Now, in this video I plan on talking about the controversy of mining versus farming, and I want to use math and calculate exactly what's going on. So let's start with what is the data I've gathered. So first of all, I wanted to decide which is mathematically better. At what point, because we all know, I think most of us can agree on, that farming is generally considered to be better early game and mining is better mid to late game. Now, I wanted to know at what point mining becomes better for coins, because usually people either just say mining is good early game, farming is good late game, or they say mining is good because it makes more money per hour, but farming is good because it's easier to do. But I wanted to go into everything, get all the numbers on the screen, start to actually see what's going on. And once I actually did that, it actually came to a pretty interesting result that I think would help a lot of people if they knew about. The reason I wanted to do it is because a lot of people came to my streams and videos and told me I should be mining, farming sucks, I should only be mining. And I said that's not true. I know from personal experience that I have spent hours and hours mining and I did not make a lot of coins, and I wanted to see why is that, what is going on. So yeah, all the mining information, by the way, just to give my sources, all my mining information came from Mining Cult and personal friends that are very serious miners and are not farmers, so they're not biased. And all the farming information came from both my own knowledge and from Elite Farmers Discord server. That way we have the multiple people that all contributed to this, and I took the averages and I put it in the stats. So without further ado, let's get right to it. I basically divided each skill into 3 different categories. Basically, there is a basic tier where you're starting to make decent money. There's the good tier where you're making really nice money, and there's the max tier where you're making the most amount of money that skill can make you. And yeah, I basically compared how long it will take you to get there, what is the definition of each category, and at what point mining starts to make more than farming. So yeah, now we've got all that out of the way, let's start. So the basic tier I've defined as mining is hard mode 7, 5 million of each powder, and 300 million worth of gear, basically clean divan armor, gemstone gauntlet, stuff like that, about 300 million coins worth of gear. According to Mining Code, that would take you around 150 hours from if you had nothing. And at that point you will be making 20 mil an hour, which is really nice. From farming, you'll need, I defined it as farming 40, garden 10, and 300 million coins. Basically, you can use fermento armor. You have massive recome fermento armor, you have rooted equipment, and you have a decent melon dicer. And garden 10 is because at that point you can farm every crop in garden, but melons are the most important one obviously. And at that point you'll be making around 12 mil an hour, meaning that mining takes 150 hours to make 20 mil an hour, and farming takes 45 hours to make 12 mil an hour. That's the basic tier. Now to the second tier, I called it the good tier, at what point each of them is probably the ideal point in which they are making the best, around the best value of coins per hour. How much, the coins per hour compared to the time spent of each skill, I think that would be around the sweet spot. So for mining, I put hard about 10 million of each powder, and 1.5 billion coins. Just to get this out of the way, I calculated this in a very simple way. I just took the rates for powder from the elite miner server, and I took the coins per hour from the last tier, and then we calculated it, and it came to 230 hours and 35 mil an hour for mining. And for farming, garden 15, farming 60, 1.5 billion coins, basically my exact setup. And you'll be making, it will take you about 145 hours to get there, and you'll be making around 20 mil an hour. The last tier is the max tier. If you took each one of the skills and you got everything there is to get for it, how long will it take you to get there and how much money will you make? So for mining, it's hard amount 10, 20 million gemstone powder, 15 million mithril powder, and 5 billion coin setup. When you include Pendant of Divan, Divan Drill, Max Divan Armor, all of that. And it will take you around 370 hours and you'll make 60 mil an hour. For farming, it's Garden 15, farming 60 and 2.5 billion coins, because you'll basically I took what I had, which is the good tier, and I need to add all the plots, green some 5s and all of that, perfect gemstones, and it takes you about 195 hours and you'll be making around 25 mil an hour. At that point, when you have gotten both of them maxed, farming is at a lead of 1.875 billion coins, and it will take an additional 54 hours for mining to catch up to farming in net worth, meaning that after 424 hours of doing both, farming comes up to 8.225 billion coins and mining comes to 8.24 billion coins. Meaning that at about if you look at it as a graph, farming will take you, mining surpasses farming at the 424 hour mark. Now that is a good number to keep in mind in my opinion, because a lot of people say that mining will always make you more money, and as we can see, that is true. In every tier, mining made more than farming when you compare it to the same tier. In fact, basic mining makes the same as good farming. Like, those are the numbers, like based on the numbers, mining does make more per hour. The problem is, in order to get to the point when you are quote-unquote basic mining and making 20 mil an hour, you'll need more time than you'll need to get farming at good farming, which is 145 hours. And if you're gonna stop there, then farming is always going to be better, because it has the 5 hours lead, in which case it made an extra 100 mil, and then you're making the same amount of money per hour, and mining is harder. So that's why I divided everything into tiers, to give mining and farming a fair chance. There's also a timeline that I've drew to show the exact differences of how long it takes. And yeah, that is everything that I want to talk about. I hope this video helped clarify that it's not as simple as just mining is better or farming is better. It's more like farming is better for coins up to a certain point, in which case mining becomes better for coins. It's a more complicated answer than just one is better. In my opinion, the conclusion that I took from it is if you're willing to put 424 hours and you don't mind working a little harder for your coins, mining is definitely the thing for you. If you just want to have the 424 hours, keep the extra coins, work a lot less for the coins, but in exchange you are aware that you will lose a lot of coins, like that you will make less coins eventually, then you should go with farming. Now, it's not one is better or one is worse, it's just my own personal opinion. Farming is, I personally like farming. I have a lot of friends that like mining. But I think this number helped clarify the big differences and show how the number, like how in reality this will play out if we checked everything. Now, a couple of points to clarify. Obviously, the numbers will be a little different if you have, for example, you don't know at all how to mine. Mining does require some level of skill. Or if we remove the max and only compared the good sets, because max requires more than that average person is going to go for, the numbers will look a little different. But I feel like this is a good representation of everything that could happen, and how if you will go into one of the skills and if you want to be efficient at it, I feel like that's what most people would normally go for. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope it helped clarify the difference between mining and farming. And yeah, until the next time, goodbye.